You're listening to another episode of the Ana Vivo podcast. Thank you for your time.
The Tunguska event. A massive explosion that occurred in a remote part of Siberia in 1908. The cause of the explosion is still unknown, but the theories include a meteorite impact, a comet fragment, or even a small black hole.
What? Tungsta? Tunguska?
Yep.
Tunguska?
Tunguska.
Tunguska. You have it in front of you. We're sitting in a studio, a very professional recording studio here, and I do not have it written in front of me, but you do. Tunguska.
Yep.
Okay.
Massive
Tunguska
explosion
event.
that occurred June 30th, 1908 in the Tunguska region of Siberia,
Oh,
Russia.
it's a region. Okay.
Here's some bullet points about this event.
Oh,
It's
okay.
believed that it has been caused by the airburst of a large meteoroid or comet fragment that entered Earth's atmosphere
Interesting.
and exploded above the ground.
Like an EMP.
Yep.
Okay.
You should Google a picture of this.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is it pretty impressive?
It's pretty impressive.
Okay. Wait, artist rendition of that is what you're saying.
Tunguska event.
Yeah.
Image.
Okay, that makes sense.
Wow.
What are you looking at?
Look at that.
What are you looking at? No, none of us can see what you're looking at. Where this is an audio.
That's incredible. You just have to see it too.
Uh,
All right. The explosion was so powerful that it released energy equivalent to approximately 185 Hiroshima atomic bombs.
wow. 185.
Yep.
Who's measuring this in 1908?
Yeah.
That's my first question.
And how do they know what they're...
And how do they know what the
atomic
Hiroshima
bomb was? Yeah, exactly. The
No,
explosion...
obviously this is after, but who's measuring? How do they? Somebody witnessed this. What witnessed this?
They
Seismic
probably
counter, or a person, or a tool that measured this?
measured the damage. They probably have a way of measuring damage.
Okay.
The explosion flattened over 2,000 square kilometers of forest and caused widespread damage in the surrounding area. Despite the massive size of the event, there's no reported fatalities, as the area was sparsely populated at the time. The Tunguska
And still is, except for the gulags that exist there now.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like just a giant forested
Right.
region. The event is considered to be one of the largest impact events in recorded history and has been studied by scientists for over a century.
Wow.
Research into the event has provided valuable insights into the nature of impact events that are posed by comets and asteroids.
So that's the main theory. At the opening of this, you said it could be that meteoroid, or it could have also been
Even a small black hole.
a small black hole,
Yeah.
which would not create an implosion. It would create an explosion. I was always under the impression black holes would suck stuff in.
Yeah, I am too.
Okay. So somehow somebody's postulating, somebody's putting forth their posture of opinions that this is a black hole.
Yeah, so the people that think that it's a black hole, they argue that the intense energy release and widespread damage observed during the event could have only been caused by the passage of a small black hole through the Earth's atmosphere.
A passage. So this black hole is transiting
Yep,
through the Earth's atmosphere, sucking things in as it goes.
It must
and maybe
create such a difference in pressure. You know, like when you
yeah.
are underwater and you move your hand, it creates like a bubble.
Yeah. Okay. So because black hole, they are theoretically big gravitational wells, essentially,
Yeah.
and so the difference in pressure, like you're saying, of it passing could create something like this.
Although
okay.
that's so unrealistic to have a black hole
How do you know,
come
bro?
visit Earth.
How do you know? We could have black holes visiting Earth all the time.
They would rip the Earth apart.
Well, maybe if they're big enough, or if they're small guys like this one, it just decimated a massive force. What square mileage are we talking here?
20
Because you said
2,000 square kilometers.
wow, that is big. Okay, you said how many atomic bombs the size of
185.
Hiroshima
Yeah.
events.
Yeah.
Hiroshima events. Okay.
And you see this image, crazy, right?
None of us can still see this image that you're describing, or lack of describing.
It is pretty crazy.
Okay, so there's this
Yeah.
crazy explosion that happened in 1908. This is pre-World War One.
Yeah. Pre-TikTok,
This is pre-TikTok. This
Yeah.
is pre. When was the nuclear atomic stuff going on here, Oppenheimer, in the U.S.? It was definitely end of World War One, the end of World War II, because that's when we dropped them. But I know that studies were going on.
Yeah, I'm really smart with history. I'm not Googling at all.
Yeah.
1942.
Yeah. Okay. And to our knowledge, that guy was one of the first. But I know they were doing stuff in Germany as well. But regardless of where they were doing stuff or at that time, that was definitely way past 1908.
Yeah, 40 years.
And so this massive explosion, do you think somebody could have been experimenting with it out there in the Siberian desert?
Maybe there was methane seeping up through the Earth's crust.
Isn't methane
and it got ignited.
You always bring it back to methane.
Exploded.
Okay, that's fair. Somehow got ignited. So the Siberian desert, or what I'm calling the desert, the massive tundra wasteland, could have pockets of methane under the crust that's coming up through the snow and through the ice and stuff, and then somehow ignites and causes an explosion that then destroys the forest.
Boom.
But it could have been someone experimenting with nuclear fission and uranium at the time and didn't know what they were doing.
I don't think so, because they'd have to be experimenting with 185 times the amount of material in an atomic bomb.
Yeah.
And who's just playing around in a giant
well, I mean, that's how you start.
Full of
that's how you start, right? You don't know what you're touching. Yeah,
I think it's probably very likely a meteorite.
A meteorite, okay.
Yeah.
That just hit Earth. Yeah, and caused this massive explosion.
Yeah.
And thankfully hit an area that was unpopulated. See, that's what gets me. I feel like this is more of a man-made thing than a natural thing, because it's uniquely situated geographically in a place that you would do testing.
Well, so you're saying because it was an unpopulated area, the odds are
it was man-made.
Yeah. So
man-instigated.
Have you ever done that thing where you go on Google Earth and you go to the U.S. and you zoom in? You just put your mouse somewhere on the U.S. and you just
randomly zoom in, hoping to find some
like
weird
99% of the time you'll zoom in on rural farmland with
that's
one
the
house.
U.S.
Yeah. Well, what do you think
massive.
Siberia is?
Well, yeah, but that's what I'm saying. And that's why we did our tests out in the desert where we did it, is because we have so much rural. You're saying because the Earth is mostly rural places, naturally, natural stuff is going to happen. More stuff is going to happen there than populated areas.
Yeah, which makes sense.
Okay.
Because I'm smart.
That's fair. That makes sense. Interesting. And what is it? It's called the Tunguska event, Tunguska explosion.
Yep.
Because that's the region of Siberia.
Yep. Interesting stuff.
Now, is that, you mentioned three things. You
meteor,
said the black
comet,
hole
or a black hole.
Oh, meteor
and
or
what's
comet?
really the difference between?
That was going to be my follow-on question here. When you were reading, you said a meteoroid exploded above Earth, meaning a meteor.
Because there isn't an impact hole. It's an explosion that blew the trees over.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That is weird.
Yeah.
Does it show?
Yeah. Have you seen these images?
Are these images artist renditions?
No,
or are they photos?
They're photos of what it looks like now and what it looked like back then.
So someone in 1908 had a camera and went out there.
Yeah.
Because they heard this somehow.
Well, I don't know if it's 1908. They're black and white.
And they went out there and
there are
took
all these
pictures
dead
of these trees.
trees.
Okay. And does it show how high the trees are broken off at?
Down at the roots.
Right at the roots, like the ground is disturbed, or the tree tops broken off.
It looks like the root systems are being ripped out of the earth.
So it could have been a strong wind, like a blast. that just toppled the whole tree over.
in a circular wind starting in the middle of the circle and blowing outwards.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so
And what does it look like now with the recent
now it just
pictures?
looks like a treeless circle.
Whoa.
Yeah. Yeah. Crazy. I know.
So it could have been man-made.
It's a phenomena. Phenomena.
I hate the word of phenomena. Da-da-da. Phenomena.
Yeah, so there's no like pit where normally when a meteor hits you have something like on the moon,
Sure.
like ridges all around
Yeah.
it.
There's no pit, so it wouldn't have
Yeah.
impacted. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Pretty intriguing.
If you were to measure that out, the circle, what state in the U.S. would that most likely compare to?
2,000 square kilometers
It's a diameter
is
or radius of 2,000 kilometers?
it's a square.
I thought you said it was a circle.
It's a circle. It's 2,000 square kilometers, which does not mean it's the radius or the diameter.
So this circle is encompassing 2,000 square kilometers.
Yes, which is about 1,000 miles wide.
Okay. And
1,000 kilometers wide. I mean, 1,000 by 1,000.
And what state would
That's
that?
not true. 1,000 by 2. We should do math on podcast.
It's so early. We are recording while Steven looks us up what state it is compared to so that we can have a visual in our mind, or city. We are recording early in the morning for you all. And if you did not know, a new episode is released every week. And that has been our goal since the opening of this, and will continue to be our goal. And we try to bring you shenanigans of my mind, which opens up the vision of the podcast. Although I do realize for all of you listening who are marketing geniuses that without a niche, we are limiting ourselves to an audience of folks that really just know us and that are related to us. Thanks, Mom. And so, but that's the purpose behind it. I don't want this to be a serial killer podcast where everybody who likes serial killers and is into that kind of stuff wants to listen to it. And I don't want it to be a podcast that is just real estate specific, that people that are into real estate listen to it. I want it to be something that is helpful for those who don't know me, or for those who know a little bit about me, to really get a look behind the curtain of who I am. Because I sent out, if you didn't know this already, a newsletter. We were doing newsletters for a couple of years, and they're going out to about 820 people every week. And they were real estate specific, which is fine. That's what I did for 6 years, was a local real estate broker here on Whidbey Island, Washington. And I started getting a lot of feedback from folks that said, we know you do real estate, Tim, but we don't know you. We don't know what you do or who you are on the side, or, what's authentic Tim like. And so when we went away from representing real estate clients here locally to consulting with real estate folks across the nation, that became more important for people to know who I am outside of the hour conversation that we would have that's strictly business. So this is for all of you, the folks that want to know what Tim is like outside of the hour professional conversation when we're talking equestrian property in Kentucky or wherever you're looking and whatever you're doing. And also an opportunity for a shameless plug. If you or someone you know is buying or selling real estate anywhere in the U.S., before you do a web search and come across the highest paying advertiser, because unfortunately real estate has a very low barrier to entry, before you do that, give me a call. We will vet and use our license and our reputation and our experience to vet and find the best real estate broker near you. And it may very well be the person you Googled that has really good advertising, but most likely 9 out of 10, it's not. Most of the time it's not. And it's free for you. It doesn't cost you anything except your time in our conversation with me and what your needs are, what you're looking for, what kind of financing or cash you're using, how the best strategy to do this wherever you're looking in the US. And then we will vet and find this real estate broker or brokers, give you 1 to 3 to choose from. We get paid a referral by that broker that we find. So it's in our best interest to find you someone who is professional and closes on time and does a great job. And you're getting someone who specializes in exactly what you're looking for, the niche of what you're looking for, as opposed to just someone who advertises well. And they're getting someone who is qualified and wants the services they're looking at. So it's a win-win-win. We enjoy doing it. We enjoy actually being able to help people as opposed to just being incentivized by sales commissions, which is the unfortunate side effect of most real estate. And so that's why we do what we do. And now back to the authentic part of who I am when I'm not doing consulting podcasts. I am doing research on
the Tunguska.
The Tunguska event. And so 2,000 square kilometers
is the size of Houston. It's a little bit bigger than Houston.
Wow. So this massive
700 square miles.
Houston is 700 square miles?
600, but
okay. Oh, and
2,000.
Okay, got it. Yeah. So this massive event in the wastelands of Siberia took out a forest the size of Houston in a circular pattern, like it exploded from the sky, no impact on the ground, and knocked these trees down in an area the size of Houston, modern day Houston. And this was back in 1908.
I know. That was back before TikTok, and so no one could tell everyone about it.
Tell me, why could this not be a spaceship that came down and landed there?
Like a crop circle?
And knocked these trees down when it landed, yeah.
Because spaceships aren't, unless it was piloted by a human, didn't exist back in 1908. I mean, even if it was piloted by a human.
Unbeliever. It could be. You don't know. UFO sightings. Oh, that's what we need to do next. Bro, there could be so many situations where a massive alien ship lands on Earth to do something.
Yeah.
And landed right there. It's a perfect circle.
Yeah. Why would it land there? And how come it hasn't been seen since?
Who knows? I'm not the alien expert. Okay, so most likely it's a comet.
Probably, yeah.
Or meteoroid, I guess is
Yeah.
the right term. Okay. All right, well, it sounds like that's the answer then that we're going to stick with.
Yeah, you'd have to see pictures to believe it. Oh.
That was the picture, the picture sound. That was the sound it makes. That's all that's left, because all that's left are crickets.
Oh, I get it.
Interesting. Another one for the books.
Thank you for listening to another episode of the Ana Vivo podcast. We welcome your feedback and ideas. You can learn more about us by simply Googling the word Ana Vivo. This podcast is supported by listeners like you. I am a licensed real estate broker with Compass Real Estate and a nationwide real estate matchmaker. We consult with you for free, find and vet the right real estate professional that specializes in the area and niche you need, are paid by that professional, and they get clients like yourself who want and need their unique specialty or winning track record. If you or someone you know is in the market to buy or sell real estate anywhere in the U.S., don't simply web search the highest paying advertiser. Let us use our licensed experience to find and vet the real and best professional for you. It costs you nothing but a phone call or email with me, and has saved my clients financially and emotionally. I'd be honored to serve, and you can reach me direct by email at tim.c.miller@outlook.com. And as always, to God be the glory.